Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're going to be discussing the K-1 visa application process with specific emphasis on the medical examination. Now, let me first preface this video by stating we're dealing with the back end of the K-1 visa process, not the front end. The front end primarily deals with the Department of Homeland Security, the immigration apparatus that exists under the auspices of that American agency. The visa application, which occurs at the U.S. Embassy here in Thailand, is basically a different. It's a sub-process as part of an overarching overall process, and as part of that process, the consular officers at the U.S. Embassy here require that the applicant show a medical examination to demonstrate that they are medically fit to travel to the United States. Oftentimes, this requires certain vaccination histories, perhaps a new set of vaccinations depending on one's specific circumstances. And in certain cases, one can be found to be inadmissible to the United States under health-related grounds. In the past, things like HIV infection could lead one to be deemed inadmissible. That's not so much an issue these days. However, things like tuberculosis or prior tuberculosis infection, etc., these can tuberculosis can still be a ground of inadmissibility if one is afflicted with that particular disease. So the medical examination is an important aspect of the overall process, but it is not, in most cases, I find in most routine cases, it's not a major issue. It's simply a matter of going through the motions of getting the medical exam done. It should be noted that there are specifically sanctioned they're called civil surgeons. They're sanctioned by the U.S. Embassy here in Thailand, and they are in various locations in both Bangkok and Chiang Mai where one of these medical examinations can be undertaken. It's a common misconception that the medical exam needs to be done up front. That's not necessarily the case. You don't need to deal with it until later on down the road. Also, people think, oh, I can just go to, the hospital down the road. No, that's not correct. You have to deal with a civil surgeon that's sanctioned by the U.S. Embassy to undertake these proceedings and to conduct these examinations. So there are some formalities that have to be met even with respect to the medical exam. But that being said, they don't need to be necessarily dealt with at the front end of the overall process.